Let me ask you something controversial. What if I told you that the reason you don't understand English is not because of your level, not because of your memory, not because of your accent, but because of the way you were trained? You were trained to pass tests, not to understand people. You learned rules, but not rhythm. You memorized vocabulary, but never practiced real conversations. And now you listen to native speakers and think, are they even speaking English? They are. You just weren't taught how to hear it. But don't worry. Today we're going to change that. Welcome to Funkitalk, the podcast where English becomes real. No boring rules. No pressure to be perfect. Just stories, lessons, and real talk that actually help. Today I'm going to show you why your listening is stuck and how to fix it using mindset, simple strategies, and just a little bit of practice. So take a deep breath, because what I'm about to tell you might feel uncomfortable at first, but sometimes truth is the key that unlocks everything. Ready? Let's start with the most common mistake. You try to understand every word, but that's not how native speakers listen. Not even in their own language. Think about it. When you listen to Spanish, you don't hear every single word perfectly. You understand the message. You hear keywords, the tone, the rhythm, and your brain fills the gaps. But when you listen to English, you panic. You hear, "What do you ganado?" and your brain freezes. What? What did they just say? That's not in my textbook. Exactly. 'Cause real English is not what you studied. It's faster, it's connected, drops sounds, cuts endings, and mixes words together. So the first truth is this: stop trying to hear every word. Start listening for the meaning. And how do we do that? That's what we'll explore in the next page, where we break down the real sound of English. Let's go. English sounds different from what you see on paper. That's the hard truth. Look at this sentence. What are you going to do? In a classroom, you learn each word clearly. But in real life, it becomes, what ya gonna do? Now imagine a whole conversation like that. Your brain is waiting to hear going to, but the speaker already said gonna and moved on. This is why many learners feel lost. It's not your fault. You're listening for textbook English. But real English flows like music. The secret is train your ear. Learn to recognize the rhythm, not just the grammar. And no, this doesn't happen overnight. But it does happen. You stop chasing perfection and start focusing on patterns. Let's break down one of those patterns together. Let's talk about connected speech. In English, we don't speak word by word. We connect sounds. We drop letters. We blend syllables. Examples? I want to becomes I wanna. Did you becomes didja. Let me becomes lemmy. You see, it's not slang. It's just how people actually talk. When you recognize this, you stop feeling like everyone is speaking too fast. They're not. You're just decoding a new accent, a new rhythm. So here's a quick trick. Repeat what you hear, not what you read. Play a short clip, pause, and repeat exactly what they said, with the same tone and flow, even if it feels weird. 'Cause what feels weird at first comes natural later. And now that you know what connected speech is, you're ready to train smarter, not harder. Let's go deeper. Now let's talk about a mindset shift. Most learners listen to English with one goal: understand everything. But let's be honest, even in your native language, you don't catch every word. So why do we expect that in English? Instead of focusing on 100% understanding, start asking, what is the main idea? What's the speaker's emotion? What words stand out? You're training your brain to adapt. And adaptation is how fluency happens. Also, don't just listen to English practice content. Mix it with real-world media. Watch interviews. Listen to podcasts. Watch your favorite show in English, with subtitles first, then without. Key is immersion, not memorization. And now that your mindset is ready, let me show you what to avoid at all costs. Here's a painful truth. Subtitles are a trap if you never let them go. They're helpful at the beginning, but if you always read while you listen, your brain stays dependent. It's like using training wheels forever. Eventually, you need to fall a little to learn balance. So here's what to do. Watch once with subtitles in English. Watch again without them. Then repeat short clips and shadow them. Say them out loud exactly as you hear them. Doesn't matter if you make mistakes. Matters that you try. 'Cause fluency isn't about knowing every rule. It's about being brave enough to use what you know. And speaking of bravery, let's talk about fear. Fear is the biggest enemy of progress. You listen to English, and your brain whispers, what if I don't understand? What if I sound stupid? What if they laugh at me? Let me tell you something. Every fluent speaker you admire today once sounded bad. They mispronounced words. They misunderstood things. They felt embarrassed, but they kept going. Fluency isn't a talent. It's a decision. The decision to show up, to practice, to fail out loud, and keep talking anyway. You are not behind. You are becoming. And now let's turn this motivation into action. Let's build a simple daily routine to train your listening skills. Only 10 to 15 minutes a day. Here's what you do. Pick a short podcast, YouTube video, or scene from a show. Listen once for general meaning. Listen again, pause after each sentence. Shadow it, repeat exactly what you hear. Write down any new expressions or connected speech. That's it. Do this every day for 2 weeks, and you'll feel the change. Your ears get faster, your confidence grows, and English starts to feel more natural, less foreign. 'Cause English isn't just something you study, it's something you live. Let's keep going. By now, you know the truth. Problem wasn't your brain. It was the method. You weren't broken. The system was. But now you have a new path. One based on rhythm, real speech, and repetition. You don't need a perfect accent. You need courage and consistency. You don't need to understand every word. You need to feel the message. You don't need to sound native. You need to sound you in English. And trust me, that's powerful enough. We're almost there. Let's close this episode with one final reminder. You're not learning English. You're becoming bilingual. That's a big deal. You're training your ears, stretching your brain, and rewriting your story. So if today you understood only 60% of this episode, celebrate it. Tomorrow it might be 70%, then 80%. Then you'll be telling your own story on your own podcast. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's progress with passion. Thank you for listening to Funkitalk. You've just taken one more step toward real fluency. And next time we'll go even deeper. See you soon.